All right, welcome everybody. My name is Frank Klesitz with Vyral Marketing. I'm here as your listener's advocate to interview John Lahey today, who is a client of Vyral Marketing. We've known each other for quite some time and does a wonderful job, as probably one of the reasons why you're here, with social media, video, email, publishing content online consistently to generate leads. John has a team of about 35 agents, 15 full-time producers, which is really good. And depending how the year shakes out, it's about halfway through November 2025. At the time of this recording, we'll close about 250 home sales out in the is it Northern Virginia, DC area?
Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland
I got
markets,
it. Yep, that whole area out there, right?
that whole area.
Yep. So specifically why you guys are here today is to hear from John is how he's using AI or what he's doing to create really, really relevant content, which is hard. It's like, okay, I got to post something, I got to record something, I got to make a video. Like quickly, I have a gazillion things going on with my day. What do people want? What can I publish? What's the title? What do people want to hear from me that hopefully sparks conversations about people who want to buy or sell a home with me, right? And John's done a wonderful job of like dialing this in. So we're going to spend an hour with him today. And feel free if you have any questions, please write them in the chat. Make sure it says everyone. You can also use the Q&A here. And John, this is your time to shine, man. Everybody wants to know, how are you using social media and video? What's the plan? And then could you walk us through like how we can easily make some really relevant stuff? The floor is yours.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for me, it's the first part is just don't overthink it. There are stories everywhere in every moment that you're going through your day. There are stories everywhere. So my goal every single day is to capture those moments and share. Whether it's real estate content or anything else, it's a combination of different things that I do. So one of the things that I obviously do, if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you will see my content will have anything something to do with real estate. What I do real estate wise as a team leader, what I do as a listing agent, what we do. But that's not the only content that I post out there. I post out there pretty much my core values, right? What I'm passionate about, you will know. If you want to know, hey, what is
Hmm.
John about? My social media will tell the viewer, the person, the audience, what I'm actually all about. Part of my day is real estate. Part of my day is my health. You will see my health journey. You will see my children's journey with my kids, what I do, what I love being a dad. Like you will hear about that a lot, about how I love spending time with my kids. You will see some content about food just because everybody eats, and I'll just talk about like, hey, I'm here eating. Like that, like 1 out of 20 stories will be about that. And then you'll talk. I will share just random things that I'm at. So later today, you will see a post about how one of my clients fed me today. But it's a human story. The human part is as important as anything else that we do on social media. The worst thing that you can do on social media, guys, is that you're out there and all you do is talk about houses. All you do is talking about what you do, not who you are, not why you do what you do, not anything else that's important to you. So it's a very, very good balance of everything. And among everything, there'll be a little bit of sprinkle of the house, the real estate stuff, and then you'll see everything else. You will know by the end of watching me on social media what's important to me. Your values should not be questioned as to like what's important to Frank. It should be very obvious what's important to Frank when you look at the social media, for example. And for me, if you want to know what's important to me, just look at my social media. There should be no question as to what's important to that person, right? So your core values, what's important, what you're passionate about, those kind of things. I also talk about educational content. So I'm out there to educate. I'm out there as one of my value propositions. I will out train your broker. You can just follow me on social media, and my job is to give you educational content so you know what to do as a realtor, how to be successful in this marketplace. And then one of my other stuff that I'm going to do is I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to help you believe that nothing's impossible in real estate. All right. So as those things are happening throughout the day, right? We get all these amazing ideas, but how do you convert your amazing idea to content that actually goes out there and somebody actually clicks on your content, watches it, and actually enjoys it? Not just like watch it and skip it because that really means nothing. And that's where AI comes in. So I have created over the last few months different tools within AI, and I have tools as in like if I want to talk about, I want to do a video and we use viral marketing a lot for a lot of our content. And I want to send a video out to my buyer database or my seller database or my agent database. And I want to educate or I want to give a market update. And I'm like, all right, how do I do this? And I would go into my ChatGPT and we use AI and AI within seconds. And I just say, here's the content that I want to talk about. And AI will give me the script. And using that script, then I shoot my video. And that's one of the things that we do. And just we can churn, we can get content out within minutes. Now, if it's a video content, it takes a little bit longer because we have to shoot the video, right?
Excuse me. Yes.
Okay, so we use Vyral Marketing is one of our partners that actually help us get the content out there, and we also use our database, and they send the content and the emails out to our database. Now, throughout the day, like coming in today, as I was driving to the office, and I was like, you know what? One of the stories I want to tell today is what I love about being a realtor. Now, some of you have some amazing ideas, and you don't know what to say. I go to ChatGPT and I use one of my GPTs, which is how to find viral topics that will go viral. And I just put in there, I'm like, hey, I want to talk about what I love about being a realtor. Help me come up with a script that's going to get views and clicks and engagement, and it creates it for me. So all these things we definitely find leverage with ChatGPT and AI, among many things that we use.
So you're just driving down the road and you pull up the Chat GPT app,
And
tell
you
it
know,
what you
ChatGPT
want.
will talk to you, right? So
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's
Use a
there's
little.
that button,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, my opening line is always the same. I said, hey, can you hear me? Because I want to make sure that ChatGPT is listening to me as I'm talking.
It's just
Exactly
like that,
that.
right?
Right. Right there. It turns blue, the blue
Yeah.
sphere, and I said, hey, can you hear me? And it's like, yes, I can hear you loud and clear. And I start talking. And I'm like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking like, hey, I was just at my client's house. We just had an hour and a half long listing presentation. Great time. We built rapport. But I knew I got the deal the moment they offered me food. And I said, I want to talk about that. That's the reality of being a realtor that most other people that might be watching, they want to know that. How do you know you got the deal? Well, I knew I got the deal when they're like, hey, you hungry? I'm going to make you some eggs.
Well, they owned a diner, one of
And
the
they
top
own
diners in town, right?
they own a top diner, so it was natural for them to feed everybody, and they're very warm. And by the end of the story, they're like, we literally broke bread, ate, and at the end we were like, hey, let's work together, and we shook hands, and we got the deal. But I want to talk about that. That's one of the things I'm going to talk about in one of my other contents later today. And then one of my goals also, Frank, and all the listeners here, I used to only post like once every 2, 3 days because I didn't want to bombard social media and just be annoying. Right? My biggest fear is being annoying and not being liked. Just like most realtors are, their biggest fear is being rejected, right? And I used to be like, hey, I'm just gonna post one time every other day or one time every few days, not to saturate the market with me. And that was pretty cool, except I think I was getting like maybe 15,000 views every 30 days. And then I was like, what if we just put more content out there? So right now I'm putting 3 to 5, 3 to 6 content every single day. Like no holds back, no hold. I'm not holding back anymore. I'm like, I'm just gonna put three, minimum three. I think I already put 3 content this morning. Just random stuff, right? Sometimes I'll take a photo, take a lot of selfies. I took a photo of me driving. I'm like, I'm on my way to a listing presentation. Take a selfie in front of the office, but to have the biggest meeting in my life. I think I took a selfie at Starbucks with my kid the other day because we were early and his school wasn't starting for another hour and a half. So we were at Starbucks and I put my chat GPT together. I said, hey, I'm here at Starbucks with my son. We are having a meeting. He's my first meeting of the day. I have 10 appointments today. Write content for me. Copied and pasted on social media. It got like thousands of views because you're being real. You're literally just living your day. And here's what I know, guys, if you're watching, you're listening, right? People will do business with people that number one reminds them of themselves. Number two, people will do business with people that they like. Your potential clients, the people that you're recruiting, they're Googling you, they're checking out your social media, and they're trying to find ways. They want to know, are you human? Are you all just business, or is there something else about you that they can connect with? So I'm not just talking about, hey, I'm a listing agent. I'm not just putting out there that I'm recruiting agents. I'm not just putting out there that I'm training agents and I'm the top realtor in the area. But I showing the vulnerability of, hey, here's what I'm passionate about. Here's what I'm actually about. Here's why I'm working my butt off every single day is for these kids, right? I'm showing that part of me, the human side of me. That's as important as anything else.
So let me step back here. So you have just decided to post all day throughout your day,
Yeah.
and you're always trying to think of like what would make a good post. And then you just bust out the ChatGPT app. And then when you're in the app, you just press the little guy you could talk to or gal
Hmm.
or whatever voice you want to program it as.
Yes, sir.
And you just tell them what's going on and what's on your mind and what you want to talk about and say, write me
Yeah. I
a
said, I'm going
video
to be on, it's,
script.
it depends. Instagram. If it's on Instagram, I say, hey, I want you to write something on Instagram for me or TikTok or whatever else you want to LinkedIn. And I'm like, this is for this medium.
Oh, so is this the text for the post that you
And I
just copy
say,
and paste and you post it?
yep. So it'll be a photo. And I tell AI, I said, hey, ChatGPT, this is the photo. I actually upload the photo to ChatGPT. This is the photo. Or I'm going to say, hey,
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be like these 10 photos. Like yesterday, we had our Friendsgiving lunch together with my team, with our sales team. So we hosted 20 plus 30, maybe, I don't know how many people showed up at the restaurant down the street. Wonderful time. I posted the photo to ChatGPT and I said, here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how grateful I am for having these guys in my life. And here's why. So I give it context. It's not just like, hey, just write me anything
With the photos that you
with
took
the
uploaded to
photos.
it.
Right. Exactly. And I said,
Okay.
the context is I'm grateful for having these amazing people in my life through the journey of life, but also through the journey of real estate because it's not the easiest market and they stuck around and we're having an amazing year. And I want to talk about that. And I said, please write me a post. And then sometimes the first post comes out and I'm like, I'm not really that's not really vibing with me. And I say, hey, tweak it a little, make it more. Sometimes I'll say this. I say, hey, add the passion of Tony Robbins. I'm serious. I'm like, add some passion in there. I'm like, hey, make it more
Yeah.
inspiring. It sounds boring. Make it more inspiring. Make it more intense. Make it more. So you need to actually like you have to come in there and give it feedback,
Yeah.
right? I say, hey, make it better storytelling, like the style of Malcolm Gladwell. Do that, and then it'll retweak it, and then the story gets better. So it only knows as much as you tell it. The better you are at communicating with AI, the better output you're gonna get. Now, a lot of us, they're just going out there and like, all right, I want to do a social media post, and but there's no real direction or instruction. And it's not gonna get you much content, or it's not gonna get you much, usable stuff. But the more, if you know what to sound like. So it's not that I'm looking for something to post. My mind is working in a way where how can I help people? How can I inspire people? How can I make people feel like nothing's impossible through their day to day? And if encounter something that I feel would be useful, I'm gonna put out there.
Hmm.
Like today, I can tell you what we're gonna post about. I'm going to take the kids to the hockey game tonight. You know what's gonna be the post? We'll be at the hockey game. And there might not be anything else other than we're at the hockey game.
I think that's just a good takeaway. Take the photo, upload
Just
ChatGPT, tell them what you want it to say, have it kind of massage the post, and then just copy and paste what it gives you over
just
to
copy and paste.
whatever the platform is.
You wanna know the result? We went from 15,000 views back in May, over 30 days. Sorry, is it 15,000? I think it's 15,000
What do you
views,
mean
which is
15,000 views
on
over,
Instagram over 30 days because it tells you on your
oh, over 30
dashboard,
days? Yeah.
right? Over 30 days, we had like 15,000 views in May. As of this morning, the last 30 days, 147,000 views. No ads, just telling stories of what I'm doing. Maybe I just have a whole bunch of stalkers. I don't know. but um, but the cool part is no ads. I'm not boosting anything. This is on my personal page. This is not on my
Mhm.
business page. Personal page. Personal foodie realtor that I don't even talk about the food anymore. But it's 147,000 views over 30 days. But the cool part, 2, 3 weeks ago, when we first broke 100,000 views over 30 days, I was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." Like I went from 15,000 to $100,000 2 weeks ago. To the last 2 weeks, I went from 100,000 to 147,000 views, and all I'm doing is I'm just putting content 3 to 5 times a day. You will see my journey at the gym, but here's the key, guys. You have to be genuine, so don't make stuff up that you're not passionate about. People can feel that, right? So you have to be genuinely. It just has to be genuinely you. I'm at the gym. I'm gonna post at the gym. You will see my journey at 11:59 p.m. at the gym because I haven't worked out yet. And it's one of my commitments. And I'll talk about my commitment and accountability and about showing up. And my content will always revolve around the same values that I embody, that I lead with. It's going to be the same thing over and over again.
Well, that's a really cool idea. Take the
Yeah.
photo, upload it, tell her what you wanted to talk about. Did you
Yeah.
train AI in any way to speak like you or talk like you or set the foundation for what you wanted to do?
Kind of. In the beginning, no. But over time, as we've been talking more and more, it's part of the memory now. And so I will say, I want it to sound like me, but make it more passionate. I want it to sound like me. Put it in my voice is the command. My prompt is make it in my voice and add the passion of Tony Robbins. Make it in my voice,
That's
but make it a better storyteller
I
like
just
Malcolm
that's great.
Gladwell. I literally just put it in there, right?
Yeah.
And then over time, you don't have to keep on telling it to sound like that. It just knows that that's the way you want it to sound. And then you start sounding like that because you're like, oh, that sounds really cool. Now, so it's also partially training your brain to sound more passionate or
Yeah.
whatever adjective you want to use that you want to, become.
Cool.
Yeah, just among the many things.
Well, keep going, man. So tell me how else you use AI. Let's maybe go into the more of the long form content, the educational video stuff that you do. How do you plan like a more long form YouTube video that's going to lay down some knowledge? That
Same
was, that
thing.
was that was
So,
the second thing of your three things.
right, right. So one of the things that I actually trained my ChatGPT is there. I put in there a prompt that number one, you're a copywriter, and then your job is to find me content, current content that's viral that I can piggyback on, right? Because I don't read the news. Maybe you read the news, but I don't. So I don't read the news, but I go to my chat GPT whenever I need to shoot a video and I just click the button and it just spits out all the viral contents that I can. I think it's called newsjacking.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
newsjack. I pretty much I take whatever viral news content, and you've seen if you're on my Instagram or Facebook, you'll see what I did the last couple of days. I commented on the fact that NAR doesn't require NAR membership anymore to get MLS access. Like that, I'm like, all right, well, that's gonna if that goes anywhere, I'm gonna be one of the first voices that's gonna comment on it. So I commented on that. I took the story and I took a screenshot of the newspaper article and I put it as my background and I started talking for like the next 60 seconds ish. And I said, guys, you don't have to be a realtor anymore to get MLS access. And I just commented. I became the talking head figure. When we're talking about the 50-year mortgage that might be coming through and there's both sides of the argument. I'm like, well, I'm gonna be the commentator. I'm going to be part of the story. So whenever there's a story that's going out there, whether it goes well, assuming the stories go viral before it goes too viral, don't you love it? I use viral part of your viral marketing
Good.
content here, right?
Yeah.
So I will shoot a video. My job is to shoot a video before it goes too viral, and I'm gonna put it out there, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, and I just put it out there. And then when people are searching for it, you'll find me talking about the topic that's currently gaining momentum.
That's one of the things I want to do a better job at is through our editorial process is how we can turn a video faster.
Yeah,
Because you have kind of your standard, here are the questions the buyers and sellers ask out
yeah,
of your evergreen content. I posted some of those in the chat. From a newsjacking standpoint, like if you just go to Google and type in real estate market or housing market and just type news, it looks like three
right.
hours ago, here's a chat that came up about, or not a chat, a topic
Oh,
on
yeah.
housing numbers,
Affordability.
affordability. you're going to see this getting spun. So the question is how could you take a news article and give some insight relative to that
Exactly.
national piece to what's going on locally and get it out to get on that traffic?
And the reason why this is also helpful, number one, it also educates us, you and I, and we're meeting with buyers, sellers, or realtors. It puts us in a position of authority because now we're a commentator of what's happening currently,
Hmm.
right? Um, Number two, it's also a great way to generate leads because your people, your buyers, sellers, agents, whoever your target audience is, they're on there on Google and ChatGPT. They're searching, they're trying to find what's happening in the market. And if one of your content shows up, right, now they see you as that authority figure. They see you with respect. When I go on listing appointments now and I just pick it up. I hate to just say I'll pick it up. I mean, I still have to communicate like why they should work with us, but I come in, they're already pre-sold because they have seen my commentary, my content. They see me as, wow, he knows what he's talking about. He has over 2,000 five-star reviews and he has all this content out there commentators on the ins and outs of the real estate market. So it gives you leverage to be more successful faster. And then a lot of times, you and I, the realtors, right? We have these amazing ideas and we just don't know what to say. We don't know what to say. So
AI really, really helps that as far as coming up with a topic
yeah,
of like, one of the things that we like to do at Viral is these are for the clients that like really want to dominate a YouTube channel. We'll say, look, let's just feed the top three YouTube competitors in your market into ChatGPT and say, anytime this person posts something, let me know, and then take the transcript and kind of tell me what they're publishing, what they're sending out. Competitor analysis of who's also doing really good with video. Um, it could send you what people are talking about. So you have some good ideas, like almost emailed to you every single morning of what all the competitors in your market are publishing. So you can get
yeah,
on that same traffic too.
right. And then now you know what to say. And then the next part that most of us get stuck on is I can't memorize it. Right. How do you
Mhm.
actually record it? So we use a teleprompter. I'm going to tell everybody 99% of the content out there, when you're seeing me talking for more than 10 seconds, I'm
What
reading it.
program do you use?
I use two different programs. One is BigView, BIGVU.
That's right. I feel that.
I like that. And then I also use KCM, Keeping Current Matters.
Hmm.
Keeping Current Matters has a built-in teleprompter, and you can upload your own videos, your own script, and depending on what kind of video and what format you want it, those are the two tools that I use, BigView and KCM, Keeping Current Matters. They both have teleprompters built in.
I'm going to share what we use for Vyral clients here. This is Riverside. So
Oh,
John's
that's
more
right.
advanced. John could just sit there and load up a script and shoot on his own. But usually it's nice if you have someone directing you and guiding you. And we'll interview you on Riverside, which is like a studio quality Zoom platform. Much better than Zoom, what you're on now. The quality's higher because it records right to the hard drive as opposed to recording the stream. And you can load up the script, right? The teleprompter there when it's time to record. The challenge is always your eyes might be slightly off from maybe where this teleprompter is. And we signed up for this other service called Descript that has AI eye correction to look at the lens.
Yeah,
And I'll put the link in here, and it works pretty well. It like changes your eyes so you look at the lens if you're slightly off.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
That is
my
that you're right.
eyes.
That is actually one of the biggest things. So with the teleprompter, you have to make sure that you're actually
AI,
looking
it's
at the
the
camera.
AI eye contact effect. I'll put it here in the chat. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah,
You're right. That is one of the biggest things. With teleprompter, it's like you're actually reading. And so your eyes, you
but
want to
it's
make sure that
slightly
your
off from
eyes is
lens, right?
slightly off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to train your eyes to actually look at the camera or
Hmm.
having an AI program that actually fixes that. Absolutely.
So you load up what you want to say in the teleprompter.
Yep. You load up to teleprompter and then you change the speed You can make it faster or slower. I speak really fast. I'm between 190 words per minute to 200. People tell me to slow down. That's just how fast I
Yeah,
talk
it's hard.
naturally.
Yeah, they usually say like 140 words per minute is the
Right. Like I think that the standard is
best
like
rate.
140 to 150.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will fall asleep if I have to speak that slow. So I just go in my speaking natural voice and my pace. Yeah.
I'm going to give everyone here just a little something that we do for John in the back end when it comes to planning out the script. So you could upload this to AI and say, "Hey AI, will you like help me write a script maybe based upon these couple of articles and but here's kind of the format. I'm going to put this here in the chat for you."
And I'm glad you said that, Frank. So actually, that is what we do with a lot of our viral content. You provide us with, hey, here's the three things that you want to talk about this
Yeah,
month,
3 key points. Yeah.
right? Three
Or
key points. And I literally just copy and paste the whole thing, put it on my ChatGPT, and I say, make it sound like me.
yeah,
Make this sound exact. I'm like, you know my voice, you know how much passion I talk with. I'm like, make it sound like me. And then it spits it back out to me. And I also put in my prompt to with the emails and like how to get it out. It spits out everything for me from the script written in my voice to for social media later and so on,
yeah.
all in one.
That's the biggest challenge. Like you have this idea, you kind of massage the idea, and it's like even if you shoot the video, there's still let me kind of show everyone the depth of like the work that's holding people back from like the content to get it all out. This is pretty much what you need to know. If you're going to make a video, it should probably have a hook, a story, maybe 3 key points, and an outro. That's a pretty standard video script formula. And then yeah, I mean, what's the phrase you're going to optimize for SEO? What's the YouTube and blog title? What's the subheadline, meta description, social media posts? If you're going to email the video out, what are you going to say in the email? What's the YouTube description? What's the thumbnail image text? What are the chapter titles? What hashtags are you going to use? Are you going to split test email subject lines to promote the video to the database? What's the email preview text, YouTube short title? Are you going to do a short ad, a real script? Maybe what's the first YouTube comment? And are you going to put a complimentary article on the blog with the video? That's all the work of planning all the messaging that goes around a piece of content.
Yep.
And if you take that upload to AI with your idea, it helps you write a lot of it. It's very helpful.
Yeah. And literally you can take that for all the viewers right now. If you take a screenshot of what Frank just showed you, upload it into ChatGPT and say, this is the format I want you to think in when I
And
ask you for video content, and I want you to spit it out in this format from hook, story, point one, point two, point
that's
three,
exactly what we've done
offer,
here at Vyral.
CTA, blah, blah, blah. And it's like right there. It's like it's just you just have to put the framework out there for the AI to follow, right?
It's
It
really
works.
helpful too when you say that video script I just gave you guys here, and you could ask AI, this is how I want you to spit this out. And you could say, hey, maybe I want a topic on, what's the direction of the housing market in DC? And you also throw in, you copy and paste articles of people already talking about this stuff, or
Hmm.
you copy and paste transcripts of other competitors' YouTube videos that have done well.
Yeah.
If you feed it that and then you press enter,
Right.
it's beautiful.
One of the things that I've done is I've taken the top article, I send it to AI, and I said, beat the article.
Beat the article.
Beat this
Man,
article. Give me a script.
you're
Beat this
really
article.
getting the most out of this AI
Yeah.
technology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it
Because
more
I,
Tony
I
Robbins.
I think 1,000 miles an hour. Now I have a system that's actually catering to like my brain. Like
Mhm.
here, beat it. Make it better.
It really is great as a wonderful thank you partner. I mean, for 16 years, been running Vyral and, we get to a call and the client would ask, what do we talk about? I'd say, well, we got some pretty canned prepared stuff because it works in all the markets because we just don't have the time or the energy or the resources to like research something super relevant for the local market. And now, once you train it on that script I showed you guys, you can copy and paste some articles and copy and paste the transcripts from other people's videos. It could put it together in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
The next part is just now you just have to record it or do something with it or post
Mhm.
it. And a lot of you are stuck there.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is where the editorial process comes in. Let's walk through it, shall we? So let's walk through
Yeah.
the viral editorial process.
Take it away, man.
So you come up with an idea. John, you're coming up with ideas all the time. Is this going to be
Hmm.
a short form, just something to post on social media easy, or is this more of a long form, solid piece of YouTube content, which is more what we help you with? Figure out the script, figure out the messaging plan. I posted it here, and then record it, using a teleprompter on your phone, or you should, I think you shoot it right there on your computer the way it is right now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right here. Yeah. I just
Yeah,
use it from my laptop. Oh,
perfect.
yeah.
It's recorded, and now what? Well, let's go through it. So it goes to a video editor who edits it in something like Adobe Premiere. And if you want to make it better, maybe you send them some of your own B-roll versus using the stock B-roll to make it a little more relevant. Then that video gets uploaded with what you came up with a messaging plan to your YouTube channel with a custom thumbnail, probably made in Canva. Then that video goes up on your website as a blog post, embedded there with a complimentary article. So it's on your site and there's links and it's just one more place to put it. Then you go into an email marketing account, whatever you want to use. At Vyral, we use my Emma. That's pulled in all of your past clients and centers of influence and all the leads from your CRM. It's all synced in through Zapier, a manual import, scrubbed and cleaned to deduplicated. And you send out a email to let everyone know to watch it. Whether you drive it back to your blog or in your case, you like driving it back to your social media platform, that's fine too. Just drive it where you want the eyeballs to go. Then that video gets manually uploaded to what? Facebook business page, maybe that you share on your personal LinkedIn page, Google My Business page, and your Instagram. And sometimes you can even record a short that kind of advertises the video if you wanted to versus posting long form content. And then what's the next step? Then it goes, if you want, because this is also the way to get the message out, it goes on a little postcard and so it gets mailed out to your top level contacts because you don't necessarily know if like your top contacts are your, excuse me, are your best contacts going to get delivered on social media through the algorithm or through email. You actually mail them the postcard. And that's the editorial process. And someone has to take responsibility for it. And that's usually where a lot of this falls apart, right, John?
Right.
Yeah.
It's easy if you have no clients, but if you're dealing with clients and you're doing your day to day, just shoot the video and work with Viral. Viral will take it from there and make sure the machine runs. It's a machine. It's a
Yeah,
system.
the responsibility for the editorial process to get it processed and sent out, optimized and promoted
Yeah.
consistently. Hmm.
Yep.
Cool.
So what my month looks like, right, is I'll spend one day in the office and I'll probably spend 2 hours a month shooting videos for Viral. And I'll shoot four. Do I do 4 videos or 6 videos? I think 4 videos.
Four.
I'll do 4 videos because I have 2 accounts. I'll do
Hmm.
4 videos plus shorts, and I upload everything through Google Drive back to Viral, and then it's
It's
just plug and play.
processed.
I'm done. And then they'll notify me when it gets sent out. They ask me, "Hey, is this good to go? Any changes?" Sometimes I'll be like, "Change my thumbnail." Now, I said this to your assistant the other day, Frank. I said, "Why do you make me look like
Hmm.
Santa Claus? Take a different thumbnail." I said, "Do a thumbnail where I'm like pointing at something versus I'm like laughing."
Did we
I'm
do it?
like,
Did we change it?
"Yeah, yeah, yeah." He changed it for me. It was like
Good.
within 30 seconds. He's like, "Here's a better thumbnail." I'm like, "Thank you."
Perfect.
Yes.
That's always the biggest challenge is you have the idea of what you want in your head and
Hmm.
getting that communicated with someone on the ball. And we are there, man, trying to do our best to get it to where you want to go. We
It's good, man.
one of the things that we do on the thumbnails that I think is nice from a AI standpoint, this is a really cool tool. It's called, I think it's Remini, Remini. Um, so when we take your like a screenshot, or I don't know, not a screenshot, a still from the
Hmm.
footage, we run
Yeah.
it through here and it makes the face look so much better. that gives you lots of options for the thumbnail.
Yeah.
So whenever you send your footage in, we're always kind of scrubbing through trying to find the shot if you didn't already send us pre-staged shots. So some clients will send in and they'll send in, right? So they'll shoot the reaction shots,
Right.
then we have them like ready to go, which is not a
Yeah.
bad idea if you want. If you actually
Maybe I
go,
should do that. I
well,
might get more views.
here, let's do it right now. I'm going to go to if you go to ChatGPT and
Yeah.
say, hey, what are all the thumbnail expressions and reaction shots that I should have for the most popular, most common YouTube video thumbnails? It'll give you a list, and then
Mm.
just go shoot them all with that shot, and then we can have them on file. And we just grab the one that makes the most sense, right? Oh no,
You'll
it's a burning house behind me. Everything's falling apart. That's a pretty common one.
Yeah,
So
I've seen those. I've seen those
yeah,
all over YouTube. It
yeah.
works. They're
They're like,
getting clicks and views.
if you type in housing market, I think it's usually pretty much everyone doing that with something on fire
Right.
and them all the time, no matter
Exactly.
what the market is. Yeah. So Rimini is a good way to clean up a thumbnail. And pick the right reaction shot that you want someone on the thumbnail is very helpful.
Mhm.
Cool. What else? Give me some other interesting ways that you're using AI to create more relevant content, John.
So I finished a listing appointment, presentation appointment, walked away with the client, and I decided that the next part of a listing presentation, if you're a listing agent and you have a team, is to send the information out to your listing team. And I hate doing that. It's just so much work. So I sat there at the parking lot and I said, what if I can create a ChatGPT prompt where I can just upload my notes? It knows what to look for. It'll create a follow-up email number one to the clients for me automatically. Not auto, I mean, you still have to double check it. It will then send an email or create an email for to your listing department with what next steps look like. And so I sat there and I'm like, all right, 30 minutes later, we created a ChatGPT prompt, a GPT, my own custom GPT, where with one click of a button, I uploaded my notes and it will spit out two emails, one to the client saying, it was so great meeting you, Mr. and Mrs. So and so. Just want to connect you to, my team. And here's what next step looks like. Expect so and so to send you an email. Like, it's gonna be the same email that gets sent out, but it's based on the notes that I uploaded because we all take notes, right? And then the second email is to my team, you know, listing at this address, next steps, and so on. And so we created that, and pretty much we created a scalable way of doing more business without me having to do more paperwork.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all hate paperwork. We all hate repetitive
Have,
tasks. That's
have
why
you
you're all
heard of
realtors.
have you heard of Claude, like a
I've heard of
wearable?
Claude. Hmm.
Have you had any experience like maybe wearing these in a listing presentation for the notes?
Yep.
Good, bad?
It's good. It's good. We also use another AI tool called Fixer.
Was that?
So Fixers, it connects to your email. It becomes your executive assistant that helps clean up your email, tells you and draft
FYXER. Got it.
FYXCR, and it helps draft up the response to your most important emails and sorts it for you through different folders. But what
Oh,
I really like about Fixer is that we could have a Zoom presentation or a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet, and it will record it for you. It will transcribe everything for you. It spits it back out to you chapter by chapter, like at minute 5, 34 seconds. John and Frank's talking about X, Y, and Z.
yeah.
And it's available. So you can go back into your folder and just search whenever the topic, for example, listing presentation, and it'll find it in the recording when it was. It's useful for me because when I am training my team, there's a lot of team leaders on here too. I can go back into my fixer and I just type in um, commission rate, or objection handling, and it'll find all the times that we've recorded a conversation on our virtual listing presentations or trainings where we actually covered that. And then I can just be like, hey, here, watch this. I had a situation where I had a seller that I was in front of a seller and we were doing a virtual listing presentation because the traffic was 2 hours at the time. So I called the seller and said, "You're jumping on Google Meet with me because I can't make it to your house on time. It's too long." And so we did the Google Meet. 10 minutes into the conversation, the wife said, "Actually, I didn't know you're a realtor." I'm like, "What do
What?
you mean?" She said, "Well, my husband said you buy houses for a living." And she said, "I
Oh,
have your home
yeah.
sold guaranteed or I'll buy it."
Mhm.
So she said, "I have a realtor already." And I said, "That's wonderful. I love that you have a realtor already." 30 minutes later, she signed with me. She said, "You know what? You offered much more value than any other realtor I've spoken to." So what's cool about that is not that I was able to get her as a client and we have a closing next week, but I have it all recorded because it was a recording. It was a virtual meeting like this. Now I can take that content. And on my sales meeting, that topic came up. One of my agents said, "Hey, we had this scenario the other day. I was with a client and they said, I have an agent already." And I said, "Wonderful." I went into my folder of content and I said, "I actually have a scenario from a few weeks ago that I think you all should listen and watch." It was an actual recording of me overcoming that same exact objection. And the outcome was, holy macaroni, I'm going to work with you. Right. And what's cool about that is the best way to train is through modeling, through shadowing, not just through theory. Because a lot of times, as realtors, as team leaders, and we're just training theory, and even some coaches out there, they've never sold a house. They're just they're just training theory. But this way, you're training theory, but you're showing application on a live situation where my agents are my partners. They're seeing, wow, he's out there using the same thing that he's training us on. He's using the same exact script with the same exact tonality, and he got that outcome. It's easier to get people to model you if they can actually see you doing it. So that's what we started doing is just part of our training program now is I'm out there meeting people and we're recording it and in scenarios where it's real in person, I can use that same tool as long as on my calendar I can actually record the conversation and then it will spit it back out as as a full transcribed meeting after the fact. One of the most powerful AI tools that we've implemented into our business too. The last, I think this year, we started using that like 6 months ago.
That's great.
Yeah,
Posted it here.
Fixer.
Why don't you speak a little bit? We talked about ways that you create content to generate leads, how to create more hyper relevant content. We shared some of the ideas behind that. One thing that's unique about Vyral are the lead generation emails, where it's an email that goes out with an offer that tries to get them to go put their information in or to respond to get it. Will you speak to how to use AI to help improve your direct response marketing messages
It's funny as you're talking, I got an idea because I literally just approved the email to be sent out tomorrow or this
which one
week,
you're running?
which is the lead generation email that you were talking about. And I was just thinking to myself, as you were saying that, I can literally take that content, which is the copy. It's like, hey, would you like my home
Pre-fall home
seller
selling guide.
guide,
Yeah.
the home selling guide for fall 2025,
Yeah.
with that message, which works well because every time we send it out, I'll get a handful of requests from buyers and sellers. But what if I take that exact copy, put it into AI, and I say, give me a script to talk about this and make it better?
Yeah.
because because me talking is always more effective than just text, right? So I'm gonna take that same copy, and when we're done here, I'm gonna upload it into to my AI. I'm gonna my prompt will be make this better and give me a script for 60 seconds to get people to say yes to me for that same offer.
And if you were going to run an ad, that would be what I would spend the money on because it's held accountable to leads.
Yes.
So let me let me give the audience a little context. So these are the topics that we suggest. They are not required for a real estate agent to stay in better touch with your database at the most basic level. It's 2 educational videos a month and 1 lead campaign. So it's a 36 touch program to stay in touch with your list. And you could take that as far as you want to go to posting 5 times a day on social media, like John is doing. But this is kind of the foundation of, I would argue that most is built on. So for November, The two suggested video topics are what do experts forecast for the 2026 housing market? That's always a good one. I mean, forecast, if you type in housing market right now and go to Google News, they will be talking about forecasts. What's going to happen next year is what's in the news right now. And then should I consider a low ball investor offer? And they all come out of the woodwork in November and December when things are usually sitting on the market, right? And then these are just designed to be educational, just provide some tips, position yourself as an expert, but kind of that right hook hit to generate some leads is, hey, by the way, if you're thinking of selling your home, I do have this updated guide, which by the way, you can get for free with a free trial with Keeping Current Matters. Love those guys. They actually put out the home selling guides. Let me see if I can find a link. Home selling guide, keeping current. I mean, at this point, I think ChatGPT could probably just write the darn thing for you, right? But
Again.
yeah, KCM does a real nice job. I put that in the chat where you can actually get these nice little items of lead bait, a lead magnet that you could personalize for yourself. So, John, you're sending out, I kind of gave you the standard written works on all markets. Hey, click here to download your free home selling guide. But you want to turn that into a script, make it a video back to the landing page, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have it here.
Hey, it's John Lahey. Thinking about selling your house? I got a guide for you, everything to know. And come the fall, lots changed. Fed's lowering rates, affordability's high, et cetera, et cetera. I have everything you know here in this latest guide. Get the latest, don't sell unless you have the intel from
Right.
me, right?
Right. I like that.
Download it,
Print it out.
download
I
it
got it
now.
here.
Right here.
Don't.
Get it right now. It's
Yep.
fresh. Click here this ad and if you're thinking about selling your house, you got to read this now. Download now.
You got it. There you go.
It's pretty much it, right?
That's it
I'm
right
sure
there.
I'm sure ChatGPT could take that and make that ad better.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's so the gap between having content and not having content is shortened because now with AI, there's really no excuse not having content.
No, there isn't.
There's no excuse because that used to be the excuse for every realtor out there. It's like I don't know what to put out there. And now you can't say you don't know what to put because you can go on ChatGPT and say, you are the number one influencer in the real estate industry, and I want 10 of the most viral topics that I can talk about that can get me buyers and sellers to call me.
Yeah.
And I want it for Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, and it'll spit it out for you. You can say, I want it to be downloadable on a PDF, and it'll make it downloadable for you on a PDF or on a Microsoft Word document or whatever you want. It's so easy to get content. Now it's on you to actually record it. If you don't record it, then all you have is just ideas, and ideas unexecuted is just ideas. You still have to execute.
It's the same thing like with personal finance and exercise. At some point you just kind of need someone to hold your hand and guide you and call you and talk to you and be your thinking partner through it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why people join teams. I mean, you coach your agents to do this. Why don't you speak to
Yeah.
that a little bit? Like you have 35 some agents, 15 full time. They're
Yep.
with you for a reason,
Yeah.
many reasons. But can you speak specifically to like how you help them do this?
So we actually last I think it was last month I had a top producer lunch with our top agents, and I shared with you the stats that I shared with you guys. I shared the same stats last month. At the time, I went from 15,000 views to 100,000 views, and I showed my guys. I'm like, look, like I'm not making this stuff up. It's real. I went from 15,000 back in May to 100,000 views like a month ago, and they were like, "How did you do it? How did you do it?" And I said, "I post 3 times a day."
And they go,
And that's
oh,
it.
of course.
And they're like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, do
Yeah.
you want to know how to get content? I'm like, here's the link. Click on the link. I give them my GPT link and I said, here, ask it questions. It will tell you what to say. And guess what? A handful of my top producers decided to do it. And you
That's
know what
great.
happened? Their social media grew, like more eyes on their content. And so somebody said this to me. Somebody said, because sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, I only got 10 views, 50 views. Guys, you got 50 views for free. You have 50 potential buyers and sellers who just looked at your content for free. That's pretty good. Now, if you consistently do it, you get from 10 views, 50 views, 100 views, or 200 views, 1,000 views. Can you imagine? Do you know how much it costs to get 1,000 views when you have to do a paid ad, but you're getting 1,000 views for free because you're just consistently putting quality content. And when I say quality, I'm not talking about quality like editing it quality wise. I'm talking about something of value. You're putting valuable stuff that's helping people, inspiring people, showing people what's possible, and showing people and giving people updates on the market. And you're educating them, and you're just giving content, content, content. And then from time to time, you actually talk about real estate, and you're going from, I showed you 147,000 views at no cost for me. That's 147,000 people that I have no idea who they are. I don't know where they are, but they're clicking my content. We're getting more calls than ever. I think we picked up 10 listings in the last month,
Oh, it's great.
which I mean, like we've had months where we picked up 10 listings, but these are 10 listings where it was, we can track it back to this, what we're doing.
And
It's
isn't
just
that ultimately
everything
just
else we're,
asking people like what motivated you to hire me or contact me in the
yeah.
first place?
And they're like, we saw you everywhere. So they heard about me on the radio because we're
Yep.
running radio ads. We're running TV ads on, we call it CTV, connected TV. So people who are not on cable, they're seeing our ads there. But just because they hear and see and they're Googling us, what kind of put everything and wraps everything back up into one is they're like, wow, he's educating me on social media for free. The content's there. Now I'm talking to a realtor and I'm like, hey, come join the team. Actually, I didn't even have to say that anymore. I said, hey, let's have lunch, let's have coffee, let's chat. And at the end, they're like, wow, well, I've been watching your stuff for months. You've been educating me more than my team leader has been educating me. You've been educating me more than my broker's been educating me. And they're like, kind of want to talk to you about joining your team now because we're helping them create that content. And when I say content, it's not like just random content. It's like the purpose of the content is so that they position you as the authority figure in the industry that we're in. That's the only purpose we're doing this. It's not just randomly putting stuff out because if just randomly putting stuff out without purpose, then it's just useless, right? But the purpose is to elevate you to the point of you are the name and the voice of authority about real estate in the local market. That's why we do what we do so that we can impact people. We invite them to a conversation with us by giving content over and over again.
Want to give everyone from a recruiting standpoint a little bit. So the topics for November, if you chose to use these or not, again, these are suggested, is what happens if my buyer backs out before closing? That's a big question. I mean, have you gotten that from your agents? Has that happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think
You
yesterday
know,
we had one. They're like, the buyer's backing out. Okay.
I'm telling you, for those of you looking to recruit, you sending out a message around that topic is very relevant. And then even just like how do I set up my CRM to manage my contacts? That's very simple is relevant. The lead campaign, John, you're really good at this. I can see the Craig Proctor inspiration and all your direct response marketing is a really effective lead campaign to generate interest from other realtors is downloading examples of my ads. Hey, here's some of the pay-per-click ads. Here's some of the radio ads. Here's some of the stuff that we're spending a lot of money on that's getting the phone to ring. This is what works. You just got to have money to do it, right? So I think that's what you're sending
Yeah.
out in November.
Yep.
Yep.
And then I think we sent out the one, what if the buyer backs out? I think we already sent that one out last week.
Good.
And if not yet, it'll be being sent out next week. But it's
Very
one of
soon.
the messages we're sending out. And as you said that, I'm like, I'm gonna shoot another video today, and it's gonna be about how just to reduce cancellations. Do these three things. Now, yeah,
That's incredibly relevant. And for those of
I'm
you that are here more senior in the game, like John, it's about answering questions and creating content that like agents are dealing with, like that sell what 4 to 12 homes a year, maybe a little more than that every single day. And that is an extremely relevant topic.
yeah. These three things will reduce your cancellation rate. Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Good. Okay. Well, what else? I want to deliver on more of the promise here, how to create more relevant stuff.
I think the
Help
relevant
of
stuff,
AI.
it just be real, just be you, and then ask AI. AI is going to help you with the gist of the content, but the framework of what it's still you. Like you just have to be real, right? I'm not gonna put content out there that doesn't sound like me. I'm not gonna put content out there that I don't like resonate with. It will be my content will, like I said in the beginning, it will always revolve around my core values. My number one core value on our team is we love, we care, we serve. You're gonna see content about that. Yesterday I had an agent that I've known for like over 10 years, and I posted about how grateful I am of our team, which is 100% genuine. I love my
Hmm.
team. I am grateful for the agents, and I posted about that. And she commented, she's like, "I love how you're always like celebrating your team and your agents." And I'm like, I just love. I'm like, it's free to celebrate them. I love doing this. Like this is the part of the business that costs me nothing, because everything else in the business is expensive, right?
Mhm.
To generate leads is not free. But what's free is celebrating your agents, celebrating your people. And I told her, I was like, I just love doing this part, not because it's free, but it is free. And I just love loving on these people. So number one, our number one core values, we love, we care, and we serve. If you look at my content, we talk about relevance, right? Be real, know your values, know what's important to you, and talk about that. And so with love, we care, we serve, I may not use those exact words in any of my content, but that's the feeling that you get when you see my stuff. When you're like, okay, they're like, oh, I get it. He loves on his people. Yeah, that's our number one core value on our team is we love, we care. We love, we care, we serve each other. We love, we care, we serve our clients. That's just who we are. And our number two core value on our team is we hunger for growth and learning. If you look at my content, we talk about that. We don't use the words we hunger for growth and learning, but you'll see in the content how we're training each other. We're growing, and to grow, we learn. We go to conferences to learn more stuff, right? Know who your ideal audience is and talk to them about what's important to you. And you will attract the people who are like you. That's how you are relevant. If you don't know what's important to you, then you're not going to be relevant to anyone. So relevant content is only as relevant as you know what's important to you. Right? We talk about grit and determination in this slow market that we're in. And I love on my people, but we also time and time I will be like, you got to show up. You still have to have grit. You still have to be determined. You can't quit. And that's the other message that I talk about all the time. And that works too, because that's relevant, right? It's relevant to the market. It's relevant to who I am in my core. It's like grit and determination. You don't quit. You show up. When you say you're going to do X, you're going to do X. You're going to be accountable to what you say you're going to do. We talk about integrity. That's one of our core values on the team. And you'll see content where it revolves around integrity. Those are the things that I talk about. You want to be relevant? Number one, know what's important to you and how it actually aligns with the market, how it aligns to your your viewers, your audience, and then talk about it. When you're out there, my radar's out there, right? My radar, even in this conversation, I got like two or three things I'm going to talk about at a different time. You saw me take notes. As I'm driving, my radar's always out as to like, all right, here's my list of core values. How does it align to what's happening right now? And how can I talk about this? Or how can I share a photo that talks about that? And how can I inspire people? How can I bring more value to the conversation? All those things are in my head all the time.
I love that, man. I mean, it really starts with the mindset you have something to say and something worth sharing.
There is something
And if you
worth
don't
sharing.
have that, you just don't have the confidence to do anything.
Then if you don't have that, right? So if you don't have that, guys, just all you have to do is just change the belief. It starts with the belief. If your belief's like, oh, I have nothing of value to
It's so
share, then
simple,
you're
John.
you're true. That it
Yeah.
is true. If you believe there's nothing valuable to share, then you're right. There's nothing valuable to share. When Frank's like, hey John, you want to go on a webinar with me and we can help a whole bunch
Yeah,
of
we can.
realtors? And I'm like, absolutely. He and then we talked about what we were going to talk about. But the idea was like, I know there's something valuable that I can share every day. And if you believe that, guys, there's never a situation where it's not relevant because if you believe it's of value, then when you put it out there, somebody will get value out of it. That's relevance.
Well, that's what I want to offer anyone here that if you're fired up from John, I want to offer you something here at Viral. It's a free trial. One of two things we can do. One is we can send out this month's lead generation message. This would be an email that goes to your whole CRM, everybody in your cell phone, everybody in your Google contacts, all scrubbed and deduplicated. We'll go into the tyranny of how on that. But the idea would be is you have a report and be sure to get that report If you're thinking of selling your home, you need to read. If you want to read it, click here to get it. And I bet you that could shake the trees of some people in your database that might want to sell their house. All right. If it's not a lead generation message out to database, a free video. Get on a phone call with us. We'll fire up riverside.fm on your webcam or your phone. We'll come up with a topic. We'll toss it into ChatGPT. Boop. Here it is. Load the teleprompter. Get you comfortable and do it with you. Record it scene by scene, not all at once, scene by scene. We'll toss it over to our editors, make you a thumbnail, run it through a Meanie, make it look really good, toss it up on your YouTube channel, and we'll even email it out to your whole database for you. Free, no charge, no money trades hands. Just to build your confidence that maybe getting a message like that out to your list, your number one asset, all those people sitting in your existing database that you build on by working those people first, but then kind of being found online with views. Um, we'll do it no charge. So that's my offer to you guys watching. John, how could people work with you? What can you offer them to get moving?
If you all want to talk about AI, if you want to talk about how to get content, if you just want to just sit with me and just talk about life, you can go johnlahey.com. That's my actual website, johnlahey.com, JONLAHEY.com. And there's a link in there. You can schedule a time to chat with me, or you can follow me on Instagram. Foodie Realtor is my tag. It's Foodie Realtor, and you send me a DM there, and we'll. I'd love to talk to you guys. I'd love to chat with you and see how I can bring value to this conversation.
Manuel asks, do you have one account that you post on, or do you have a personal and a business account?
I have many accounts.
Yeah, you
I
do.
have I have a personal account that everything is in my personal account. I have a real estate account that's buyer seller facing, and that's John Leahy and the Fun Living Group. And so all of our templated posts, all of the like buyer seller facing stuff is in there. And then I post in there and I tag myself as a collaborator on my Foodie Realtor personal account.
Got
And
it.
then I have an agent facing one where I educate realtors, and that's Road to Real Estate Success.
Hmm.
And that one, we do the same exact thing. We post in there, and I go back and I add myself
Personal.
as a collaborator to my personal. So in my
Yes.
personal, it's a combination of buyer seller content, agent education content, and then me personally just going out there doing life and traveling and eating and being with my kids and being with my amazing agents and just doing that. And they get to see a whole rounded picture of everything that we do.
John, thanks for doing this, man.
Always a pleasure.
We'll
I love it.
we'll have the replay will be posted here. You'll be able to watch it, and I'll have all the fancy AI notes once Zoom processes it. But I hope we deliver on our promise today with this hour that you had with us. Is how could you use AI to help create more relevant content to generate leads? I think we did it, John.
I
Good
think
job.
so, man. Thanks, Frank.
Cool. See you guys later. Bye.